What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. Why you always anxious about the things in your life? On the kitchen floor, always holding a knife. Even if I'm poor, depressed, have no breath. Y'all always me, I ain't anxious for death. But some of y'all anxious, you've been off the meth. I don't understand why they got speech impediments. Maybe cause they let the chopper spit like it's irrelevant. They've been doing things just to go to hell for the hell of it. But not a chance in the world, I be telling how you telling it. The way the pen is flowing over paper, just so elegant. I could never fall off, you irrelevant. I got relevance. I've been put in 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th regiments, and I ain't anxious for the fulfillment of the New Testament. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. Why you anxious for when the Father is gonna return again? You wasn't anxious when you thought that you would be forever safe, but now you see the things that were talked about taking place, and you cower at the fact that one day he might call your name, and you'll know to where you're going. You can't look him in the face. I don't even need his face, I just need his glory. And when I separate from old earth, best believe that I ain't paying alimony. The only payment that I've been collecting is a life of testimony. You wouldn't have been anxious if your life wasn't living phony. You backbending for the people that use you, look like macaroni. But I'm flying by so effortlessly that you could call me Tony. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing. What you anxious for? I ain't anxious for nothing.